Today I'm going to whip up a little thing that I accidentally came across or compiled, put together day after Thanksgiving with using some of the leftovers from Thanksgiving. Basically, it's going to be a turkey hash with some vegetables, and we'll put a couple of eggs on it, but I'll show you what I'm. Okay, so here are the ingredients for this hash. I put together some green onions. I'm sorry, not green onions. I cut half of a green pepper, some shallots. Did only a half of a shallot. They were pretty big heads. I took the turkey, both the white meat and part of a wing, and chopped up the turkey over there, and took about 3 or 4 mushrooms, sliced them, just normal, nothing too elaborate size, and sort of the unusual ingredient are Brussels sprouts. We made Brussels sprouts with bacon. Actually, it's a little hard to even see the Brussels sprout with all the bacon, but ta-da, there it is, a Brussels sprout. So I'll go ahead and chop up the Brussels sprout, and then we'll get it into the pan and start that cooking. Okay, so I chopped up the Brussels sprouts and bacon and threw it in the pan. Honestly, I didn't realize how much I had here, and since there is so much bacon, I didn't really think I even needed, so I didn't even use any oil. So I'll just let that cook, warm up for a little bit. Throw a little salt on there, because bacon just doesn't supply sufficient salt. As well, the salt I'm using is iodine salt, so we get our iodine. I'll let that cook for a little while, and then I'll, because really I'm just trying to warm it up as well as oil up the pan, because then I'm going to throw the vegetables in there, and you can start hearing some of the sizzling that's going on. And I've got it on a pretty high heat, so I don't really want it to. I want it to cook quickly. Get the heat to it fast, because I really don't. It really doesn't need too much. And then what I'll do is I'll just push it aside and put the other stuff in, the other vegetables in. I guess obviously I could be using another pan to do this, but it's okay. I can hear it, and actually, I may just move it over, and put the shallots in, and the green pepper. Makes a really nice color. Also, you realize that this is sort of a size issue. The peppers are going to take a little longer to cook because they're bigger, and the onions they need to cook it down too. So we'll see how that goes. And I know where my fire is, so that should go pretty well. The Brussels sprouts was a sort of a suggestion. Well, it was a suggestion by my son on Thanksgiving. And if you saw my other video, I actually showed how we basically made 1 pound of Brussels sprouts and basically almost a pound of um, bacon, and simply cut the Brussels sprouts in half, washed and cleaned them, and then put the slices of bacon over them um, in rows, in long rows, and that worked pretty well. Um, Probably the only downside was if it's even possible, we actually used probably too much bacon. I'm gonna just put a little oil in here because it's a little dry on that side. So, and I've come to be using avocado oil. Sometimes I mix it with olive oil, but it has a higher burning point, which is nice, because a lot of times the olive oil burns too fast, or it gets too hot and burns. I'm just going to mix it up, and then you have a problem. Not Nobody likes burnt food, so anyway, we mush this together. And you know what? I think I'm going to go against my previous advice. I'm going to take it out of this pan. So hold on just a second. Okay, so I moved I took the Brussels sprouts and onions and vegetables, took those out, put them on the side. Now I'm cooking the mushrooms. I lowered the heat a little bit. One thing I've learned from my years of reading the instructions, following the instructions of Blue Apron is mushrooms. You just put them down, you put them flat, and you just let them sit. It's a picture of it's an exercise in patience. Just let them sit and leave them alone, and they'll cook, and they'll try to keep them all flat, and they'll cook down. They'll shrink a little bit. Don't put any salt on them because that'll dry them out. You don't want to do that. And actually, they smell pretty good. Smelling from here. And you don't want them to dry out. So yeah, I think that's probably long enough. It's amazing the little guys that get in the pan and they're so crowded, and you're trying to manage space, try to get them to be flat so you get both sides, or you get one good side, and then after literally a minute or so, they're hey, somebody stole my mushrooms. There's only half of them left. I live in a pretty good neighborhood, so I don't think we have mushroom stealers. So yeah. So you know what? I'm gonna take those out and throw them in the pile here, and then I'm gonna warm up the chicken. Okay, I put the chicken in the pot, in the pan, and commingled the mushrooms with the rest of the vegetables, and we'll hop around here. Put my popcorn here and try to avoid splatter. Don't really need to have it in there too long, as it's pretty well cut up. And what I'm going to do next is put the hash in there, the rest of the hash, and we'll almost be okay. Mix in the rest of the vegetables with the turkey. And yes, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, I made way too much for me, single person. This is definitely enough for 2 people, maybe more. Originally when I was gonna make this, I thought I'll make an omelet, and then when I saw how much I ended up making, I said, I think I'm just gonna put the egg on top of it. So, all right, well, I think that's good enough, and I'm just gonna make the eggs. Hold on. Okay, so next thing is, and the last thing is to make the eggs. I've thrown a little bit, I put a little bit of oil in the pan just to wet it a little bit, and I'm gonna put a little bit of butter in the pan too. This is really just to add taste, because there's probably not enough taste with all the ingredients here. Turn it down a little bit, and let's move it around a little bit and get it where it needs to be. And then let's put 2 eggs in here. Put some salt and pepper. And I don't think I can do this with one hand. I don't think I can. Interesting. And I'm going to put a cover on it, because I want to sort of poach the egg. Need to find a utensil here. So, got the hash there sitting and waiting, and gotta stay away from that. Well, the good thing is that it's moved around. The bad thing is that it's awfully hot. But what I wanted it to do was to, I prefer my eggs over medium, and it's a funny thing, when I was a kid, I grew up, my mom always made sunny side up eggs, and you know what, it just, as a kid, I didn't know that there was any other way that eggs could be cooked. So I ended up growing up with that, and I got older and realized, there's more to cooking eggs than just one sunny side up. And there you go, it's working really well. Sometimes I have issues with the pan because it sticks a little bit, but got enough lubrication in there. So when I got older, I realized, hey, I don't have to live with these runny runny yolks, or the top of the yolks. I like soft yolks, but I don't like them. I don't like the top so much runny. So started doing over easy, over medium. Then I learned about poached eggs, and that seems to be quite a much harder thing to to get, or at least other people seem to have more trouble with it. Professionals seem to have trouble with it. So anyway, so here we are. And there are eggs, and I will put this out of the way here. And I will proceed to put the egg on the hash, just like that. And there you have it. It's a hash. I'll take it over and cut into it. Okay, so here's the plated event. It's oh, that's good. The eggs are nice and still runny. I'll mix that in. Just try to see what it's like here. And again, obviously, you can have your eggs still the way you like them. And here's the final product. Try to get in focus here. I think there's just too much stuff to focus on. There you go. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this. This will probably do it for. I think we got through all of our leftovers, save maybe one or two little things. So, all right. So I hope you enjoyed that video. My turkey hash. Won't be making it for a while. Don't make turkey too often, but it was delicious, and I imagine you can use chicken if you have leftovers. Again, you know, a well-stocked kitchen is pretty much all you need, and you can be a little imaginative with leftovers. So, all right, well, until next time, have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.